We
All right, Jimbo, tell me where it all started, dog. Where you from? All right, how was it growing up as a youngster? You got it, man. Take me from the beginning.
Oh man, born and raised in Tulsa. My family, my mom and dad, they from Louisiana, up north. So that's where I get that country accent from. Used to hang out down there as a kid all the time. It wasn't no choice. We raised by my grandparents, my mom, dad, my mom, mother, and my dad, grandmother. They all stayed right down the street from one another. So we go see grandparents. Hey, the good thing is grandpas was the coolest ones. They let you do what you want to do as long as you in by the time them street lights come on.
Yeah.
But so we grew up, man, in the country, and then by the time we got about I'll say 8, 9, when we started playing, a little bit more soccer. We didn't have to go down there all the time because we was playing soccer. But usually when we was finished, we'll go down there and stay at least a month. But about the time that 7th, 8th grade year came around, we was always in Tulsa. It was no more staying with the grandparents because, about that time, we starting to really get serious about basketball. And coming from a basketball family where my dad is a high school coach at Broken Arrow right now, but back then he was coaching middle school. He coached at Carver with my late uncle who passed away, Joseph Evans, who was a football coach at Booker T. They coached Richard Dumas, Jamal West, and all them at Carver.
Yeah,
he
there's
coached,
some names
he coached at my dad and coached everywhere.
I still doing it.
Yeah, still doing it. I used to sit on the bench of Coach Hurst when I was coaching over at Rogers. She said it's funny when you was a kid, you sit on my bench. You never moved. Well, the reason we never moved because my mom always told us if y'all up running around, y'all ain't gonna get to go again. So me and my brother, hey, we sit on the bench. We wasn't moving, hey, because we like to go, So just being in that basketball family, always being around it, watching your cousins. My cousin Cadella, she played at Booker T. So we always used to go watch her play. I used to have them orange Nikes back in the day. Didn't think I was going to be a Hornet, though. I didn't want to be a Hornet, but hey.
Oh, you knew early that ain't what you wanted to do?
I didn't want to be a Hornet. No.
Okay.
But going to watch her play all the time and hanging out with her, she's one of the ones who helped me because I used to be the tag-along all the time with her.
Yeah.
So tag along with her. She used to be at the park, go play with her and the guys, and went to Whitney, played at Whitney, and then went to Nathan Hale, and it's kind of where it all started at Hale, played for Coach Clark, started as a freshman on varsity a couple games, and then didn't start the rest of the games, but then from my sophomore year on, started. We had a freshman, sophomore year on varsity, we was up and down, and then by my junior year, we turned it around the second half of the season, played really well, went to the state tournament, then came back that next year, moved up to 6A, and went to the state tournament again, and was just blessed to play with some really good, talented dudes, man. We 10 deep.
With no drop off, huh?
No drop off, 10 deep. Any given night, somebody can come in and lead you in scoring. I'll never forget, I got the newspaper article at home. It's one game I had, I think, like 12 or 15 at the end of the third in the newspaper. We ended up losing that game. That's when Victory had like them 2 6-10 guys.
Yeah, man.
And they put in the newspaper, Walker was held scoreless in the fourth. Or it really wasn't held scoreless. I just play on a team with a bunch of guys that was,
that could go get it too.
They go get it. And my role on that team really wasn't to score. I was a defensive guy. I always guard the best player on the other team, and I knew my role, and I was the leader of that team. So, and we had some dudes like Andre Humphreys, just fill it up.
Yeah.
My brother Cedric, he came off the bench and was like the second leading scorer off the bench.
He could really shoot it. You always tell me.
Not just shoot it. He just wanted to score.
He could put the ball in the hole.
The only thing he was looking at. It wasn't Thomas Hill. We called him T-Bone. Played down low. He was probably the tallest, and at the time, I think Thomas was probably about 6'2" at the most.
Yeah.
And he ended up going to play football at K-State and then played the NFL for a couple. And then Joe Jones, the running mate, Jamie Waldenball, Willie Seals, and Stacy Seals, Shea brothers.
Right.
So, it was a bunch of us. Kejuan Jones. See, people don't even know that.
I remember that name.
Kejuan was a freshman playing with us.
Jones.
Yeah, one-man press breaker, we used to call him.
Yeah, getting through
back
it.
Back in the days, you just throw Kejuan the ball, he beat everybody. You need press breaker.
All you got to do is run the floor with him.
Yeah, but yeah, we had, and we're really good, man.
Let me ask you this though, because you told me a story some years ago that you had a late significant growth spurt though.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
how tall were you, or better yet, how short were you when you first got into high school?
Man, I was 5'1", weighing 89 pounds,
Going into high school.
wearing a size 13 shoe as a freshman in high school.
Oh yeah. That visual is goofy in my mind, but that lets me know you on your way up though.
Yeah, well, it didn't come quick enough for me.
No. So when did it drastically? You weren't 5'1" at the end of that freshman year.
At the end, I was 5'3" my sophomore year.
Dang. So yeah, this is late. Yeah,
And then my junior year grew a little bit. I probably was about 5'7". That's when I started. As a matter of fact, I got my first dunk at 5'7".
Really?
Yeah.
Off one or two.
We used to get in trouble all the time. Coach Clark used to get mad at us. We would stay in the gym, but our gym time was after practice. We throwing the ball up trying to dunk.
That's right.
And
Times haven't changed very much.
Hey, no, these kids don't do like we used to, man.
No.
We was determined to dunk.
But you know what though? And correct me if I'm wrong, but nowadays what's sexy is shooting that deep ball.
Yeah.
But I can remember, even though I'm a little younger than you, during my era, man, cats were trying to bounce a little
Man,
bit.
you trying to dunk.
That's
and
what you
was
wanted to
trying
do.
Slap the glass on a layup.
That's
Hey,
it.
Hey, we got in trouble because if you missed the layup and you slapped the glass.
Oh, yeah. And that's gonna be some.
Hey, you might be running for that one.
Yeah, gonna be some debt to pay.
Yeah.
Golly.
But it happened really out. They say I was 6 foot. 6 foot my senior year. I probably was 6 foot after the season was over with. But then I'm 6'3.5" now. Went to college and grew 3.5 inches.
Yeah.
And,
late bloomer.
And then that right there changed the game.
Sure.
You know, when I got to college, it helped out being 6'3.5". Now you can do a lot more than what you used to. You can see over the top of the little dudes. And you used to be that little guy. Now you ain't the little guy. And I like Jay Kidd, Gary Payton. You know, they're my guys. So I used to like bagging people down.
Yeah.
And
you got the reverse pivot on them.
Yeah, reverse pivot, playing out of the post with the PG.
Yeah.
And played at Southeastern Oklahoma State. Was redshirted my first year. Be honest, man, I don't tell a lot of people, and I told you a couple times, but man, it was a whole different world for me.
Yeah.
Going to college, going to a team where now you just another dude where you've been a leader at the last 2 or 3 years and vocal, and now you going to play where, hey, it's not your team anymore and things are different. And I tell kids all the time, you got to adjust. You got to make that adjustment from high school to college. It's a whole different world. And it was hard for me, tough for me the first 2 months. My mom don't even know this, so she finna hear this for the first time. It was like, it was the first 2 months we into it, and I'm like, first she didn't even want me to go to Southeastern.
Really?
Yeah, she wouldn't sign my letter of intent. That was a long conversation.
Wow. No, I never knew that part, man.
Yeah, mom wasn't happy. They wasn't offering me a full ride, so she wasn't happy. And I was like, man, this is where I want to go. After going down there playing, I was like, I want to go there. At that time, I didn't want to go to JUCO. I was offered to go to. Funny thing, me and Andre really didn't have no offers coming out of high school. And you talking about a team that only lost 5 games, went to the state tournament back to back, and we didn't have no offers really. Nobody would give us a chance. So my high school assistant coach, Coach Riley, took us to Kansas City playing a Jerry Mullins showcase.
Which they still have to this day.
We left that showcase with like 5 or 6 offers.
Yeah, I went and put in some work then.
And NEO, we went down to NEO, worked out with them, and they offered us. And we also, who was it? Colorado Christian University offered me. That's where I really wanted to go.
You said Colorado Christian?
Christian University, D2.
Oh,
and,
okay.
So that's where I really wanted to go. My mom was like, that's too far, and they're not giving you a full ride. And so I was like, at that time, I didn't know about junior college.
I didn't either coming out of high school.
I didn't know nothing about it,
I knew nothing.
My cousin Cadella, she played at Iowa State basketball. My cousin, her brother Quentin, he played Division I football. So, them the only 2 people we've been around in our family that went play college, college athletics. So my parents didn't know nothing. My dad, at that time, people didn't really know. Kids go, they go, and they didn't know a lot. So, at that time I was like, man, I'll just go to a 4-year school. My high school coach told me that probably the best thing for your red shirt, you can get stronger and you gonna grow a little bit more. So, that was the thing to get stronger. Did
he help you understand the red shirt process? Because I had no clue about. I took that as total disrespect.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't have the red shirt.
Come to find out, I was a half a point shy on the ACT score.
So
okay. And so he told me, he said, I'm going to tell you what's happened. You can go to junior college, share some minutes. You might end up at a low major or a D2 school, but you're going to share some minutes, and you're not going to play that much, and you know yourself. Yeah. You want to play. And then you can go to this school, red shirt, get stronger, and now you'll have a chance to play 4 years and probably start for 4 years. So I was like, okay, I'll do that, at the end of the day. But looking back, like I look at it now, I know me, I probably would have played at the junior college.
Yeah. You'd have been determined to do so.
Oh, I was determined. You know me, AD, anytime somebody tell me I can't do something, I'm going to prove them wrong. So.
That's right. Eyebrows go way up. Oh, I can't. Let me ask you this, man, because you mentioned, the growth spurt, obviously, and how you had to adjust your thinking and adjust your game when you went from high school to college. But I've always known you, even from when we played pickup some years ago. I've only known adult Jimmie, when he's 6'2", 6'3", you know what I mean? And you always been hard-nosed defensively, and you still always took the challenge. Was that in you when you were young because it was natural, or because you knew you had to because you were small?
Well, it was in me. That's how my dad raised us, man, and my mom, and her two sisters, my Aunt Alice, my Aunt Dee. People don't know this. Them the two who made me and my brothers the basketball players we are.
Right.
We had a goal on our house, and we couldn't sit in the house. We had to go out there. My aunties come over there now. They blame us for their bad knees and bad backs. And we used to play 3-on-2.
Okay. Oh, so y'all had the 3?
No, we had the 2 against them 3.
Okay.
And they would beat us.
Of course. I would hope.
We had to play them until we eventually could beat them consistently.
Yeah.
And they would talk noise to us,
Man.
But eventually we got to that point where we could beat them. My brother wouldn't play no defense, so he finally started playing defense. Even though it's 3-on-2, but he finally it clicked. Hey, you got to play some defense.
You got to play some defense, dog.
So, but yeah, it just that was in us. Compete. And, when you got a brother behind you, you're gonna compete. You always competing.
And you're the oldest, right?
Yeah, I'm the oldest, so I can't let him be better than me. Then I got a sister, and then I got a little brother. So at the end of the day, we always competing. If it was basketball, video game, man, I think I sent that dude to ER twice.
Golly.
Stitches.
Touching him up.
We was in the house playing. We had a goal. We put it on the dresser. Mm-hmm. Hey, we playing in there and dunking on it. And he goes for a dunk, and I just pushed him.
You flagrant fouled this guy in the house.
Hey, like I play now. So
yeah. Jimmie ain't gonna get a cheap foul.
Hey, I pushed him. When I pushed him, he hit the corner of the bed. Ooh. Cut this open, and then the next time we was playing in the living room, and he goes for one, and I pushed him, hit the corner, the other eye, and hit the corner of the sofa. So
he done touched him up. Even now.
But my cousin paid me back because we was playing one day, and he got me with some pliers right here. So I got mine back. So
Damn.
Yeah. Hey, we just go at it, man.
It's getting colorful over there.
That stuff right there. That's what made us competitive, man. In my family, man, we all competitive stuff we do, and that's just my parents brought us up like that, and just like I'm talking about the college, and I didn't get to finish telling you about what my mama did though.
Go for it.
Because
I'm here for all that.
Well, she wouldn't sign a letter of intent, so my high school coach called her and said, I'll make a deal with you. Sign that paper, and if he doesn't get a full ride, by next year, I'll pay for his schooling. So she signs the paper. I end up going there.
To Southeastern.
And the first 2 months, like I say, man, I wasn't feeling it. And I was telling a couple girls this a few minutes ago in the car, I said, you never know how good other people are until you get there. And I said, for the first time in my life, I was like, them dudes pretty good.
And now listen, for those that are watching and listening that don't know you, Jimmie don't come come up off of props very easily.
Yeah,
like if you speaking highly of somebody, then it must be legit.
I'm like, them dudes pretty good. The guy that was playing point guard at that time was out of California. You hear all these stuff about California, and this is what really made me get in the weight room. Dude was rocked up, 5'9", built, and I'm like, this the dude I gotta go against every day. Hey, and I'm not gonna lie, the first couple days he gave it to me.
Right.
The rest of them was all right, but he gave it to me. Like
honestly, I was gonna ask you that, man. I was like, but was there one moment that was like, welcome to college, young fella?
Yeah, like
it was with him.
Like he was stronger than me. He was bumping me, and and I didn't know. Like I said, I hadn't really started growing because we just got there, and so he's bumping me and he's strong, and I'm not. I ain't lying. In high school, I didn't worry about lifting no weights.
Right. I didn't as much either.
Didn't worry about no weights and no push-ups. I did push-ups every now and then. Hey, I just played.
Just hoop, baby.
Hey, inner city kid, we just hooping, baby. That's it. We don't need no weights.
Nah, at least that's what we thought.
Hey, we don't need no weights. Hey,
right.
But after my coach, they told me I need to get in the weight room, and that was the main thing. Get in the weight room and work on your jump shot. Become a more consistent jump shooter. But at that time, like I said, that first 2 months was hard, man. I called my high school coach, man. I told him I don't think I can stay here. And he was like, man, well, I'm just gonna tell you this: you ain't going nowhere because me and your mom
made that deal.
And he said, so I'm gonna tell you this: you go there and make it work. And after talking to him, after that, I was best player in the gym every day almost, hands down. Hey, we running miles. Hey, I'm out there. We had a dude named Christian Pipkin, black guy, 6'7", from Houston, Texas. He was out there dusting everybody. Hey, I'm running on side of him every day.
Yeah.
Hey, and now that Jimmie. I'm competing every day, taking the challenge in the weight room. Because at first, hey, man, we pulling tires, we lifting, and, we worked hard as hell. But, hey, some of that stuff, hey, that weight room wasn't. And, man, when you got to be in there, and, boy, it's something.
Right.
When you little old me, hey, little old me, and, hey, they all got the 45s and the 35s. Yeah. You over here with a 35 or a 25. Now we got to work on something.
You got to build on up. That's the competition. But listen, did you ever get to the point to where you started to love it? Did it ever grow on you?
Yeah. Now you know me, man. I work out all the time.
That's right.
I'm always lifting, doing push-ups and stuff. And once I saw the change in my game, that's the biggest thing. Became a lot stronger. And not just buff, just stronger. I could take the licks. You could take the licks. I could drive in there, hit people, and finish. Take the contact. And once I saw the difference, it was like, okay, yeah, this is what I got to do now.
I got to stick with it.
Yeah, stick with it. Well, you didn't have no choice because Coach Rob wasn't having no other way anyway. So, and me and the guy I was telling you about, the point guard there, me and him went at it every day. After that we was at it every day. People thought we didn't like one another. It was like a fight in there.
Yeah. Hey, y'all actually pretty cool, though.
Oh, but he ended up being my roommate for 4 years.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, but, we was at it every day. And the next year, we both started. Because we was just competitive, though. And,
iron sharpens iron, like they say.
And he made me better. I made him better.
Who was the 1 and the 2 once y'all got to be in the lineup together?
That's another story right there, boy, Coach. Well, problem was, what happened was he was the 2, and he was the 1. I wanted to be the 2.
Okay.
You know me, AD. I like to be in charge, so.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's the Jimmie I know.
And I'm honest. I'm an honest person. He was a better scorer than me.
Okay.
So in my eyes, why I need to be the guy running off screens and doing that? I need to be bringing the ball down. I like to tell everybody where to go. So, hey, I'm going to put everybody where they need to be at.
And at this point, you see it over the top now. You hit your growth spurt.
Yeah. So he started at the 1, and I was at the 2. And then I went to the bench for a couple games because of my mouth, And but then after that, I came back, and I was the 1, he was the 2.
Did it work out? Did it work out fine?
Yeah, because we played better. And we played so much together all the time. We always looked for one another. So I was always looking for him. And like I say, enjoy playing with that dude, man. Enjoy playing with a lot of dudes I played with in college, And it was a growing experience, but learned a lot. And, played for probably one of the best fundamental coaches, I ever been around. I done played for a lot of people, and I'm not saying they're not, they don't teach fundamentals. But Coach Rob, he takes it to a whole nother level. Like the stuff he was teaching at first, I'm like, man, we from the inner city. We don't do this. Jump stop. Who does quick stop?
Yeah, quick stop.
We don't do that, man.
Footwork? Are you kidding me?
Reverse pivot, front pivot. We doing all this every day. And, man, we did it every day. Yeah. We had a drill called easy running. And we would do that every day. But after you get to seeing it, it's like, man, that stuff works.
Yeah. It's muscle memory, too,
it's muscle memory. Like 3 days out of the week, we got the chairs out. We got a station here. We got a station over here. Toss back. Nobody use toss back no more. The toss backs. But Coach Rob had about 5 of them. He got them up. And then we got another station over here. We go 10 minutes and we rotate. And we did like 2 or 3 times a week. But that stuff passing and all that. And like these gloves they use these days, they charge $50. Them ball handling gloves.
I know exactly what
Man, Coach Rob
you don't have no grip.
He gave me some work gloves. And he said, I want you to use this until you graduate. And, man, I got a better feel for the ball, passing, but all those little skill stuff we did, I had to use his gloves. Mm-hmm. And me and all the point guards had to use them most of the time, and then some of the other players he gave me to. But that just helped me out 10 times better. And nowadays, I be trying to show these kids that all these people that's doing these workouts, they don't even do that stuff. All that stuff they doing, they doing 10 or 15 dribbles and nothing against them, but you don't get 10 or 15 dribbles in a game.
Not before help coming.
Yeah.
Well, you been trying to turn that 5 count.
Kids travel. They don't know how to jump stop. They don't know how to pivot. They don't know how to, do all that stuff. Reverse. How many kids you see do a reverse pivot?
Not a spin, a reverse pivot. Yeah, you don't see it that often.
You don't see that, but man, we was taught all that stuff. And then quick stop. You can come down, jump stop, a quick stop, wherever you call it. Bam, you get your feet down.
Yeah.
Even when you shooting, you getting your feet down. A lot of kids travel when they get ready to shoot. So we worked on 1-2 or off 2. Or step in and catch it and shoot it.
That's one thing I learned from watching you and Josh Berry work. I mean, because that no matter what age group of kids y'all had, boys or girls, that was always incorporated in the earlier parts of the workout or practice. And it was always you running at top speed, so it's game speed, and then you catch that pass and you got to stop on a dime because that's where the travels happen. They can't catch it on the move.
You got that right. But after college, had a pretty good college career, had an injury.
Yeah, I was going to see you already in my mind.
Yeah, I had that injury, and, man, I was playing good,
What'd you do to yourself?
Had a dead piece of bone on my knee.
The right one?
Right one, yeah. And when I got hurt, man, it was like everything just came out of me, man. It's probably, I tell people all the time, man, it's like the worst thing that could happen to a person, being injured. I said, I've been through a lot, but that, man, you took basketball away from me. It was taken. And, it never been taken from me. And at that point in time, you far away from home. Mm-hmm. My brother was there, but he wasn't there. He was playing with me at the time, but, he wasn't really looking at it. Mm-hmm. And he was doing his own thing.
Exactly.
He come check on me every now and then, but other than that.
You on your own, big bro?
Hey, but, you on your own, you can't play. You can't help your teammates. And we were only lost one game at the time. We were 4-1 when I got hurt.
It's the very beginning of the season.
Yeah, beginning of the season.
This your junior season or senior?
Junior year.
Oh, man.
Junior year. And I believe if I didn't get hurt, that would probably been the best season we was going to have. Had some talented players. We was like 10 players deep, picking up full court, getting up after people. And went to, after the game, came back. We had a Saturday game and came back on Sunday, and the knee was swollen. And it was about the size of my thigh. And
were you in any pain at that point?
Not really. And usually I do a home remedy and try to get something taken care of before I got to go, But
That's
at that
Southern
time,
boy in you.
At that time, I couldn't hide. It was just swollen too bad it wouldn't go down. So went to the doctor, had 3 different doctors look at it, and 2 of them said, well, you can't play. 1 said you can, and the school didn't want to take any risk if anything happened. So ended up missing the entire season, and it was tough, man, because went 2 months, had surgery in January, went 2.5 months, I believe, with no weight bearing, so couldn't put no weight on my leg.
Dang, so you crutching at this point?
Yeah, no, and you know how skinny I am. I ain't the world's biggest, so
hey,
if I lose muscle in the leg, boy, hey, it was
birdie.
Hey, yeah, it was tough, man. And the doctor told me, hey, it depends on what you do, how you come back and play.
That's one of the most honest answers that anybody could ever give you.
And unlike a ACL or all that other, it's no machine. You on your own. Yeah. So you got to rehab it, and.
Did you have anybody monitoring your rehab?
Yeah, the trainer, but you know me, I'm all on my own, AD.
Yeah.
So that he was there, but we had a student trainer, he was there, but it was mainly, myself just trying to get it back, and ended up getting released in November before the season started. They ended up releasing me.
Full release.
Full release,
okay, good.
Full release, but I was still in pain, man. Every football games, I have to go see the the doctor would come in home games, go get fluid drained off. And man, at that point in time, man, I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
Because thinking about playing overseas and all that stuff, and now basketball is, man, I don't know. And struggled the first semester of basketball was horrible for me. I ain't gonna lie, man. I couldn't play, couldn't move. You second guessing everything because no brace. I don't have no brace.
Did you go without the brace on purpose?
No, there's nothing you can do because it's not like it was just a bone, so they went in there and cut it out. So no brace, so it's just a sleeve on there. And man, you try to make them cut, and legs just give out on you sometimes.
Man.
Or you second guessing yourself, hey, can I cut like this?
Right.
And
you don't trust it.
You don't trust it. But after Christmas, you got a break, and did a little, got some rest and got a little, strength and conditioning on it where we wasn't playing all the time. You get that little two weeks break. So got to do some strength and conditioning on there and do some rehab. And I came back home and did some stuff, worked out at home, did some working out at home, and then went back. And then after Christmas, I played a lot better. Felt like my old self a little bit.
Yeah. More confidence at that point?
Yeah, more confidence. And ended up that year getting Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know how that happened, but hey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't shock me, though.
First semester, but first semester you don't play a lot of conference games. So second semester was conference games. So
that's when it heats up.
But after that, I was like, I think I'm going into coaching now. I don't, you get to, I can't do some things I used to could do.
Right.
So and at that time, I had already been coaching some little kids around there through a youth league because our coach made us do volunteer as community service. We had to coach every year some kids.
Right.
So my team was always winning.
See, there you go.
all the other players be trying to stack their team to play against me.
Yeah.
But
you had to go on and get them. But before you jump into that, the last thing I want to ask about your playing days, you talked about, you got that prestigious award right there as Defensive Player of the Year, even though you still say that you weren't at your best at that point. But offensively, what are some of the adjustments you had to make to your game since you lost some athleticism? Or did you pretty much play the same way offensively too?
Offensively,
you're at the point guard still, right?
Yeah, I'm at the point. So I really didn't have to do some stuff. The first semester, like I said, I didn't play as myself, so I didn't trust it. So sometimes I wouldn't do the things I used to. I'll just go buy somebody,
Oh, you wouldn't play with the rock,
Yeah, and I didn't never play with it. I just go buy you.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would get off of it a lot easier. Lot easier. I'm getting off of it quicker. I wouldn't push the issue as I used to because my coach used to tell me sometimes just keep it plain vanilla. I don't need the sundae, the whipped cream, and all that. Because I get to getting in there, throwing a pass, doing all that.
Yeah, trying to be Magic.
No, I ain't Magic. J Kidd.
There you go, my bad, Kid, Jimmy Kidd.
Yeah. So I was kind of playing conservative. Not really pushing the issue and just. But that second semester when I came back, I played like myself. I could do some things because I was going to the basket, getting up there, finishing like I could, getting by people and, trusting my leg more, like I say, because and was scoring a lot more than I was that first semester because I was shooting horrible, man. At one point in time, man, I was shooting like 17% from the three. I was like 30, 40. I was horrible. Bad.
Now, but how was your shot selection though? Was that bad? Were you taking bad shots?
Man, I wasn't taking. I don't take too many bad shots. So
that's what I know.
I don't shoot a lot of them, but I just wasn't.
Clank.
It wasn't. It was bad, man.
How important was the support from your teammates at that time? You know what I mean? Did they ever come to you and let you know, hey, yo, Jimbo, man, you all right, man? We with you. Or did you even need that at that point?
I didn't need that. I didn't need it, because when you're the leader, man, you can't, and that's what kind of got me back. When you're the leader, you can't show no weakness or nothing. To show that you got some self-confidence. You don't believe in yourself because you don't believe in yourself. How you expect other people to believe in you?
That's real.
And you know me, man. I ain't never needed. I don't need no pity. I ain't gonna have no pity party and all that. I'm just gonna go out there and do it. And that's what kind of got me. Like, man, these people counting on me, man. Mm-hmm. They count on me to do my part, so I need to do my part. No matter what's wrong with my leg or not. Hey, I need to go out there and do my part. And again, that's how my parents always raised us. My daddy always told me, if you're gonna do something, do it so good that the next person can't do it. And when they do it, people gonna say, well, dang, he doing it, but Jimmy did it like this. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I took from my dad. All the other things he done told me, and that's how I work. So I'm on the basketball court. I'm not playing up my capability. I'm not working. So I got to do something about it.
Mm-hmm. No excuses, huh?
No excuses. You got to get it done.
Man, you started to venture off into the beginning of your coaching career. I want you to take me through that, but did you always know that you wanted to get into coaching or be into something that...
I can tell you, man, I knew I was going to be a coach.
How early?
Me and my... Well, funny thing, I coached my little brother Brian when I was in high school. Me and one of my teammates.
You told me that. Now, what's the age difference exactly between you and Brian?
I'm 7 years older than him.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So that sounds about right.
I think he was in the 5th grade. He was can't remember what grade, but I coached him. Mm-hmm. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh yeah, I like this right here. And just like I say, when I was in college, I was coaching.
Right.
And I'm the type, man, you know me, AD. I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna do some stuff that
That's
people
right.
can't. People don't. Hey,
Some unorthodox things.
Hey,
Huh?
but I'm gonna do this. Hey,
Right.
so I'm out there. We trying this. We trying that. And I never forget. I was coaching my college coach son. Him and he had one kid on the team. And I was like, man, and this kid was like, he wasn't that good. But I was like, I need the kid because you know, everybody has to play 5 minutes.
That's
you can't sub. So
Right.
I'm like, so what I'm gonna do? And I was like, and as coaching, I'm like, what does my dad or my all these coaches on? So how do they motivate this kid? So I told this kid, I said, you Dennis Rodman.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I want you to grab every rebound.
Yeah.
And after that, he grabbed every rebound. He wasn't good, but he got every rebound. And I was like, okay, man, kids, if you tell them something and you give them some motivation, hey, this stuff might work.
Right. Give them something they can believe in.
Give them something they can believe in. It might work. And then also in high school, me and one of my friends that passed away, King Payton, one of my teammates, he passed away when I was a sophomore, before October 1, before we started practice. He was 6'5", and we used to call ourselves the 1-2 punch. And we used to sit in, I think it was chemistry class. It's one of them science classes. We would sit in class and we'd be writing plays. I'd be putting plays on there.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, man, I'm going to Kentucky, Duke. I said, well, it's the play they're going to run for you. And I used to draw plays, as my wife say, make them baby courts. Yeah. But I'm drawing plays, and I always draw plays. I've been doing that, since I've been in high school, always being creative. And, basketball, like I said, I've been around basketball. So I see it from a different angle. If I'm sitting there watching basketball, and I told you this one time, when I'm watching a game, I'm trying to figure out what kind of offense the other team is running. What are they doing? And if I can't figure out what you're doing, you ain't running nothing.
Right.
So,
okay.
And that's what I used to do, as a kid, sit in the stands and watch. I'm sitting there watching my daddy coach, so I'm trying to figure out what they doing and what the other team doing offensively, how you going to guard this and how you going to guard that. And then Coach Clark, my high school coach, man, that dude, man, he let me be a, coach. He gave me, man, I used to go to him and tell him, hey, coach, let's run this. And he'd be like, okay. So
just like that,
I knew, okay, he trusts me to say this, okay. And when I got to college, Coach Rob, man, that dude blessed me, man. By my sophomore, junior year, and I was doing scouting reports with him. He'd give me the film, go watch this. Tell me what you think about this. And he said, you want to be a coach? So here, I'm gonna let you. Man, I was doing scouting reports as a senior, doing all that stuff, helping them with scouting reports and stuff. So, and even helping out with recruits. They'll bring recruits in. I'll take them and keep them with me and show them out around. So, right there, they was, God put me in a situation in high school and college, people to, put me in a position to be a coach. So, and then after that, I graduated and got a job at Iowa Western, one of them schools somewhere in Iowa, JUCO job.
Uh-huh.
And I really didn't want that job because it was too cold in Iowa, man.
I've never been, but I've seen and heard.
Hey, I got to thinking, I was like, ooh, I don't want this. So Jason Turk was the head coach at NEO at the time, and he had been trying to get a hold of me. AD, I didn't get a cell phone until 2003.
Well, you know what? Me too.
Yeah. Well, you was in high school.
That's right. I was going right into high school.
Man, everybody had one, man. About 2002. 2002 is when I got my first cell phone.
Yeah.
Going in my senior year of college.
Man, look here.
Everybody had cell phones except for me.
Hold on, you had the minutes though, didn't you?
Huh?
Free out to what, 9 or 7?
Oh, I had unlimited.
Oh, look at you. My bad. You know what I mean? You started off late, but look how you landed.
Because I got to thinking, well, if you're gonna go to college, you gotta have a cell phone. People gotta get in touch with you.
Come on now.
Coach basketball. So and so got a job there, and like I say, Turk was trying to get in touch with me, and Coach Clark called and said, check your voicemail, man. Answer your phone. And so I checked it, gave him a call, went up there, talked to him, and went up there and worked with him for 3 years, and man, learned a lot from that dude, man. Great coach, tough like me, get up after people. We had fun, man. Enjoyed coaching with him. He used to tell me, you the defensive specialist guy, so you do defense. And we never, ever, hardly ever did shell defense. We used to do 4-on-4, half court, and I would just have the defense, and he'll have offense. So we did it like that, and worked on our stuff like that. And we were really good defensively because, he had the offense, I had the defense, and we just did, made sure they jump. I'm making sure they jump into the ball. If we want to trap ball screen, we did that show. If we doing whatever we doing, I'm just doing all that, and then he's doing that, and learned a lot from him, just different kind of offensive and stuff, and, a lot of stuff about, recruiting and stuff, and how to handle a lot of stuff. And he gave me a lot of stuff to do, when I coached. He was there for 2 years the two years, and he left and got another job. Coach with Darren Grover, which great coach. Different coaching styles, but great coach. He's still at NEO. I think he's like the athletic director or something right now. But he was very successful there too. And then, so after I left, after my third year, and but I also coached my brother Brian there for 2 years.
Yeah, he's the NEO.
Yeah,
man, you done coached him 2 different stints now.
Coach Brian and Sango, John Neal. I don't know if you know anybody else, but yeah, coached a lot of kids, recruited a lot of kids out of the Tulsa area and from other places. But we were very successful there, and won every year. Ended up taking a year off, and was still coaching AAU though, and ended up coaching. What was the name of that team I was coaching at that time? I think we were the Hustlers. Can't remember the name. I done coached a lot of teams.
That's true.
What
year was that? Do you remember?
Back in 2000. We started back in 2003.
Okay.
2002. Yeah. And that's when I first really started coaching in the Tulsa area like that, because I was coaching with my buddy Fossiri Ellison. We was coaching some kids out of some girls and boys out of the Durant and the Toke area. So in the off season, I would drive down there and we would practice them and we would take them places. And I think we was called the Elite, Oklahoma Elite. So was doing that with him, and then I just started doing some stuff in Tulsa area. And so took a year off, worked at an advertising company. Could you imagine me calling people?
No, not really.
Selling,
this is a part of your journey that I never heard about.
Yeah,
I
took
know
a year
that.
off and was working at Athletic World Advertising, selling sponsor spots on schedule posters for different schools. So we was calling all over the United States for different schools and stuff, and then ended up getting a girls' job at Rogers, and then got a call back and say, "You want the boys?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take the boys," because at that time, I've been coaching boys. Everybody want to coach boys basketball if that's what they want in their heart. Most males, we've been doing it.
Right.
So,
I didn't know that part either. So, so you technically you had both jobs for a hot second.
Yeah. So should have kept the girls' job. Didn't know what they had. But learned a lot. Coach Hurst, legendary coach that was at Rogers, she told me when I got there, she said, "You won't win, but you'll become a better coach." And me, as a young 26, 27-year-old guy, and coach college basketball for 3 years, the one as a player,
You just defined as you can be. Like, all right.
I'm about to win, because again, somebody just told me I'm not about to do something. So, hey, I'm about to win.
I got to do it now.
But you're only as good as the players you have. People can say, when you coaching basketball, AD, you got, and the kids I had coming in there, it was different for them. They didn't have another new coach, So here me can coach college, trying to do stuff that I was doing in college, straight man guy, didn't really care for a lot of zone and all that. But then here I am.
You had the personnel to do that.
Here I am coaching in Green Country Conference, and not the Green Country Conference you see now.
Right.
The one where every night you walk in the game, Smooth, we played you too. Hey, you walk in the game, hey, you got Edison over there with 15 players that can play, East Central with 15 that can play, Memorial over there with 15, Booker T with 15.
Yep.
Did I say McLean was loaded? Webster was good.
Yep.
So Hale was good. So every night you got a game.
That's right.
And you got to prepare. And one thing I really learned how to coach. I learned how to stay in a game. Most people say you coach, you know how to coach to win a game. I coach to stay in a game.
Yeah.
Because the talent
give yourself
level,
a chance to win, and then
talent level wasn't as good as the other teams, because the other teams just loaded. They just had better players. Players, and seasoned players.
Also, one thing that I think was working against you, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think other programs were more attractive at that point because they had been winning.
You got that right.
You see what I'm saying?
And then that was it. Why go to Rogers when I go to Memorial, where they're winning, East Central winning, Edison winning? I'll sit on their bench for a year or two, and now I can come in. I'm coming in, filling a void, and they going to state, because that's right. When Tulsa Public Schools was really good, and everybody's going to state. They beat one another to get there, or playing one another again when they get there.
That's right.
So but I learned how to coach. Had to learn how to be creative. Do certain things. You can't come down and make 3 or 4 passes, because 3 or 4 passes are gonna get stolen. So now defensively, you got to learn how to change defenses quickly. Know how to play multiple defenses. Come put a game plan together where, hey, they know we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Because you can't just stick to one thing. Because that one thing ain't good enough with the people you're playing. And the best job I probably done was the last year I was there. And
how many seasons were you there? 2 or 3?
Four.
4. I didn't know that it was that you were there that many.
And probably, like I said, the best season I did was the last year I was there. Because the second year I was there, we were good and we were in every game. We just found a way to lose the game. But
you didn't know how to win yet.
No, and those guys are all seniors.
Yeah.
But that fourth year there, those guys I had, them dudes played hard, man. They played hard. They weren't the most talented, but they played hard. And they guys have been in the system for 3 and 4 years. And we playing motion, offense, passing, and screening, reading screens, and them dudes, man, we didn't win a game that year because I had to discipline some players for not coming to practice a couple times, and in a couple games we could have won, if I had all of them, and but it's bigger than winning a basketball game. A lot of coaches say, "Oh, it's not about winning." Well, I can tell you a couple of them that played a kid that probably got in trouble or did something, but they was worrying about that win. But those kids, man, not playing those kids and looking at them now, they in a better place. Right. You look at them and you seeing they being successful off the court. They raising a family, taking care of a family. Now, if I would have played that kid because of whatever they done, the stuff they done, it wouldn't have meant nothing to them, at that time, And so, but the last 10 games of the season, we played really well. Didn't lose. I think we lost average about 8 or 10 points those games. And again, the competition we was playing, but they gave me everything they had. And unfortunately, we had to part ways. And that was a dark spot. That was a dark time in my life because people don't understand, man. When you doing something and you always, and this is all
yeah,
and then somebody tell you ain't good enough, that hurts.
Yeah, I mean, now it'd be different if they told you that while you still had the gig, because now you can go out and prove it.
Yeah.
But they're taking it from you in the process.
They took it from you.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, because this is what I knew this, but I almost couldn't believe it when I heard it, and you just said it again. Your final year, y'all didn't win a game. You know what I'm saying? Had a goose egg, no wins, all losses.
And I knew I had to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Barry was there coaching.
He was the head girl at that time.
He was the head girl, and he said, man. And he's like, man, do whatever you got to do. But I might not sit him this game. But, hey, at the end of the day, like I say, I told him, I said, Barry, we different, And
not really, though.
No, I'm talking about we're different, me and him, as the other coaches.
Okay, good.
And that's what I'm talking about. Right. we different.
Right.
Because I say, you sit one.
He did.
I said, you sit one.
And
so
lost,
guess what?
He lost a chance to go to state.
Yeah, so you sit one, but, that person, she's a better person now because of all of that. So, at the end of the day, if it means I got to lose a job doing that, I'm going to lose a job doing it.
What I wanted to ask you, though, is, man, there are only so many motivational speeches that you can give before they all sound the same. So what were you and your staff able to do at that time to keep those guys coming back every day?
Man, them kids, man, I'm telling you, them kids worked hard, man.
Yeah.
They showed up every day, and they just fought, man. And that's all you can ever ask, I think we had about 10 kids that year. It was me and my brother coaching them, Brian. That was his first job he never had.
Right.
So we were coaching him, and man, we worked every day. It wasn't like we came here mad, sad, or nothing. Man, we worked.
Shook it off, huh?
But we worked all 4 years. The same thing with Ricky Bruner. He was my assistant coach.
I remember that.
And Andre Grayson, man, we just came in and worked every day. Whatever we was dealt with, we worked.
And I want to tell you something else that y'all did, man. You already know where I'm going. And anybody that's watching or listening to this right now that was in Tulsa for an extended period of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I got to frame this. It's like during my time, I was in college from the fall of 2007 to the spring of 2011. And every summer that I was in college, the gym was just open. Not even just, to get open run. The gym was open, though. Whenever you were the head boys coach at Tulsa Rogers, and Josh Berry was the head girls coach over there, and y'all been good friends for a long time, we knew that we had one place that we could go and get some work in. And when I say work, I'm talking individual workouts with instruction, or if you want to do your own thing or get in the weight room, and then pickup. That was the hot spot in the city of Tulsa, where you had some
don't-
big names, past and present.
People don't know, man. They talk about them hoop sessions, man.
Man, it was epic,
I've been
dude.
around, and
They were
I
epic.
did them when in high school with Sidney Carter, because he was our, we all played for him.
Yeah.
And he used to open the gym, but hey, at that time, man, that was probably the best hoop session I've ever been a part. Man, we used to lock doors on people.
Yeah, man.
Hey, people used to bring they 5. Hey, you had to turn on the clock.
Man, to get in. Yeah, my daddy over there on the clock.
Hey, daddy
You know what
on
I'm
the
saying?
clock. We had females in there. Lisa Brewer.
Oh my God, Holly Birmingham in there.
Holly, they
You
in
know what
there
I mean?
hooping with us. Man, hey.
Yeah, y'all had a girls session first, and then some of them would stick around and hoop with the fellas
we had a
too.
girl session. Then some of them stayed hoop with us.
Man.
And hey, we used to go at it. And man, I remember, boy, we locked the doors. People banging on the doors trying to get in. We reached 20. Once we reached 20,
That's it, yo.
and then, it didn't matter. We'll go at 6 o'clock in the morning. We would be deep in there, and people banging on the door.
Y'all change the time to early morning, thinking that was gonna scare some people off. Man, please, people pulling up with me, you got Smoot, Creed, Sally Butts, you know what I mean?
Robert Crawford, Jordan,
Julian Peters, Prentice Elliott. We in there, man, thick. But that was huge for the whole city, because like even you knew it was that time where availability and access just wasn't like that at every other school like it was before. 'Cause, the district went through a little touchy time. People was taking some monies, misappropriating funds, this, that, and the other. But y'all kept it open, and everything was clean though.
Yeah,
it was clean. But so from one fired guy from another one, or to another one. Once Rogers let you go, you said you hit a dark spot, man. What was that dark spot like?
It was about the toughest time of my life, like I said, because man, you've been told that you ain't good enough to do something.
All right.
And blessed to have a dude like Barry around, man. Cause he kind of stayed on me. We played flag football, so I was still coaching AAU, but people don't know this. After I finished coaching AAU that summer, I didn't go to the gym for the longest. And I didn't go watch a basketball game. Do nothing with basketball.
Nothing, huh?
Nothing. I might watch college on TV every now and then, but I didn't go to a high school game. Nothing. Middle school game. Nothing at all. Just go.
Fire
work.
wasn't burning at that time.
Nope. I was working at FedEx, working on my master's degree. So I was just and Barry always called me and talk basketball, but I wasn't trying to hear nothing of that.
Yeah.
And one day my
he
dad
was working on you though, huh?
But my daddy was slick with it though. He'll call and I need you to show me this, and I still would never go do it. So one day, I need you to come show me this offense. So I finally one day went in the gym, and he got me in there for about an hour showing him some offense and stuff. And it was like, man, to myself, I'm like, okay, you got fired. Okay, it ain't gonna be the first time you ever got fired. Mm-hmm. But that was the first time in my life I'd have ever failed at something.
Yeah.
And I'm the type, I'm always competing, and I don't always achieve everything, but you right there.
Yeah.
But that's the first time I felt in my life that I failed, that somebody told me I wasn't good enough.
Yeah, but now would you say that you felt like you failed not because somebody told you, but because you felt it? Is that what it is? Or did you feel it just because somebody told you weren't good enough?
Somebody told me I wasn't.
So
at the end of the day,
you believed it a little bit?
No, it just hurt, man. It hurt because somebody done told you, hey, you're not good enough. Like somebody walks up, you're not good enough, you're fired. Like that stuff right there, that stuff right there eats you up when you poured in everything, everything you had, to make sure you trying to win basketball. It'd be different. Man, I done saw coaches, I ain't called no names, but they ain't won no games in years and still got their jobs.
Right.
But here you got a person that's in the community, doing stuff for the kids, giving back, like you said, open up the gym, do it. And flat out, I told her, before this all happened, you don't even know what I do.
Yeah.
If you don't even know who I am, and you don't know what I do. But guess what? And I'll be honest, I'll go on record and say I told her flat out, hey, look here, I ain't here to win basketball games. I'm here to save kids, because if God wanted me to win basketball games, He would have blessed me with some players.
That's a fact.
And
That's
right
a
now,
classic Jimmy answer right there. That's a classic Jimmy
I don't know
Walker.
if you like it or not, but whatever. But hey, at the end of the day, hey, it happened, and sometimes stuff like that makes you a better person.
For sure.
It makes you work a little bit harder, because I'm a work, but at the end of the day, okay, again, now, okay, I'm in my pity parties feeling sorry for myself, but at the end of the day, what I'm feeling sorry for, because there's some other kid out there that needs my instruction. Even it don't matter if I'm coaching high school basketball, it's AAU basketball. There's some kids out there that need some help. Here I am pouting and there's kids that I coach that they need that phone call every now and then. They need me to show up to a game to put a smile on their face or tell them, hey, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. So after that shoot, I went to watch games. And I was like, okay, I'm going to watch. I'm getting back in them, go watch some games, and then ended up going to Muskogee with Barry. The next year down there with him, helped coach
on the boys' side.
On the boys' side down there with him. And having finished up my master's degree, and was down there 2 years with him. We had a great time down there, and but felt like, hey, it's time to do something different. Mm-hmm. Got my master's. Always wanted to do something with the athletic director. See what I can do. And then got the job at the Boys and Girls Club in Sand Springs, mm-hmm. and open up a lot of doors for all of us, because we do stuff, I got to the point where, hey, now I'm meeting other people and doing other stuff. So now
you're the athletic director there, right?
Yeah, and started doing tournaments, and we was doing tournaments in Muskogee, tournaments in Tulsa,
putting leagues together.
Yeah, putting leagues together, having y'all help me.
That's true.
Outside of the Boys and Girls Club, and then the stuff in the Boys and Girls Club, just helping kids, man. Yeah. Helping those kids in the community of Sand Springs, and then just helping bridge all those Boys and Girls Clubs together. Because when I got there, they weren't playing together. And I was working, and the best thing ever happened, man, in that job, man. Coach Buck, one of the legendary coaches, he was at North Mabee, volunteering, and then he saw me get the job, so he's like, man, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna go on full time. So he was doing part time. He went full time because they was looking for an athletic director. So he was there. James Jones, been knowing him for a while, so he was at West Mabee, and then Rod Hall, who assistant coach at Sepulpa now. Yeah, and
y'all been working together for the last couple of years.
He was at Sand Spring, so we all knew one another. So man, it was easy.
Yeah.
Working with people that
right.
Man, we finna have some fun, and we had fun and enjoyed working with them dudes. Unfortunately, all of them. I was the last one. August 21st will be my last day. They all gone. I'm the last one, and I'll be gone. So none of us will be there. Buck still helps out at North Mabee now, and James still around coaching some kids at Broken Arrow, and he's around, and even though I'm resigning in August the 21st, I'll still be around helping out, because man, I've been there for almost 7 years, and man, those kids in that community, I love enjoying them, and I got a job at Central. I know we're gonna talk about that later, but but leaving them, that's one of the hardest things, man. Just those kids, man. Because I don't watch a lot of those kids grow up. Some of those kids now that's seniors play on my high school AAU team. I done coached some of those kids, I done had some of a lot of those kids. I got them out the Salvation Army, best recruiting tool. I get to see all the kids
play. Created that little pipeline.
Yeah, I get to see the kids from everywhere. Manford, we had teams from Manford, Cleveland, inner city Tulsa, Broken Arrow. Sepulpa. So now I'm seeing all these kids come into my gym.
Right.
Doing winter basketball, summer basketball. So, hey, okay, this kid ain't playing on no team. He playing on a little rec team. Come play with me. And that's kind of how I started with the girls. I had been having girls, but the team I got right now, my 15 and under team, that's pretty talented. I done had them since like 2nd and 3rd grade, some of them. So I've been coaching them that long, When you can coach somebody that long, it ain't that hard. Shoot, practice is easy now.
Oh yeah, they know what to expect. Yeah. You know what I mean? They know where you gonna do it.
Some of them left since then, and they playing somewhere else and doing better. Yeah. But I still got a couple that's still there, and a couple that's about to graduate this year. But like I say, it's just easy to coach those kids because you've been around them, and I started another little 1st grade team. 1st and 2nd grade girls team.
Just can't get it out of it.
Yeah, and started at the Boys and Girls Club. And the thing of it is, all the parents always want their kids to play for me. I also coach volleyball there. Yeah, AD, I be coaching. Yeah, volleyball.
Now, see, hold on. I didn't know that you were coaching volleyball. I knew that y'all had a league, but I thought you were just facilitating.
No, volleyball. Man, flag football. Flag football, we be out there getting it in.
Yeah.
Hey, we got about 3 plays. Hey,
that's all you need.
Hey, they was looking at me 1st and 2nd grade. We in the shotgun throwing it. I was defensive coordinator this year, and our lieutenant Zach, he was the offensive coordinator, so he wanted shotgun. So we was passing. So yeah, but it's a blast, man. You getting paid to have fun with kids, man. And that's
you making big time memories with them too, man.
Yeah, you out there, they having fun, having a blast, and you coaching them. And just like I coach all the other kids in basketball, same way y'all coach all the other kids at the Salvation Army in basketball. Don't take it easy on them. Hey, I'm coaching. If I'm gonna coach you, like I tell them, if I'm coaching you, I'm gonna coach you. If you want to be on my team, if you don't want to be on my team, go play with somebody else. But I'm gonna coach you.
They want that structure,
Yeah.
man, and they damn sure need it.
Yeah.
But now we gotta make sure we cover all chapters. You just finished your stint at Sapulpa, right? And what's interesting to me about that is that the head boys basketball coach at Sapulpa High School is Ricky Bruner Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he was on your staff when you were the head boys coach at Rogers, and then y'all come full circle, and you on his staff. Man, what was it like working with him? And also, do you ever think about the fact that, man, you are linked up with so many guys and y'all have worked with each other in different capacities? He worked for you and now you working for him.
But
man, ain't that something?
That's the luxury of it, man. Because like me, man, I can't just work for anybody.
Relationships.
And, several times I've been sitting out, even when I'm coaching with people call me and I listen to what they got to say. But it's only certain people I can coach with. We all can coach together in the summertime. You see how we all sit on the bench and we all say what we want to say.
That's it.
And, that one thing about it, if I'm a coach, I'm going to say what I got to say.
That's it.
If I can't say what I got to say, it's no sense of me being a part of it.
That's right.
Because I ain't no yes, sir guy.
Not at all.
And I don't want nobody else to be a yes, sir guy.
Mm-hmm.
So we here coaching. So
That's
if
right.
I see something, I'm going to say something. You might like it, you might not. If you do it, you don't. I don't care, but I'm going to say something. Because I'd rather if I'm the head coach and somebody coaching with me and they don't say something, and they sitting there and they watch, they know something that I might not know, and even if I don't do it and I go back and watch the film, then hey, it's my bad, my fault. I should have done what you said.
Mm-hmm.
But if you sit there and don't say nothing, you're killing the team.
Right. And I don't think it's personal either. I think we all, and I'm saying we because we work together too. Like we're all trying to get to the same destination. We may want to take different routes. At that point it's gonna come down to who's running the show. But I never had the question, man, is Jimmie, are we trying to do the same thing here? I always knew we were. We just may have seen it differently.
Yeah.
That's it.
And coaching with Bruner as him being a head coach, me and assistant, it wasn't nothing. Shoot, me and that dude, man, I'll call him, hey, got this, or he'll call, we'll talk. Just like, shoot, even like when we wasn't coaching together, he was in Talcott, we still talk all the time. I go watch him play. Hey, if I was free, hey, come watch the game and let me tell me what you saw.
Right.
Or, and the funny thing about all this is all the guys, people talk about AAU basketball. Only kids that play on my team are coaches that I know mostly.
That's true. Oh, yeah.
Most of the kids that play on my team, I know they high school coach. I might have
that makes sense.
one or two. Let me see. No, I take that back. I don't have a player on my team. Yes, I do. Two from Edison. The high school coach didn't call and see me, but I know the girl because her uncle is like my brother. We grew up together.
There you go.
But everybody on that team almost, I have a relationship with their high school coaches. So
that's big, man.
And that's the difference, So coaching with Bruner, we just like in the gym, we working.
Yeah.
Like I'm the shooting guy. I do all the shooting drills, all the morning workouts. Most of the time, I did all the morning workouts. So shooting, I'll get the kids in there, players in there. Hey, they shooting, I'm working them out. Making sure they getting their shots up. All that. And even at nighttime, I was open the gym up all the time. You know me, I like being in the gym. No matter, even though I had to go to work at Salvation Army. Shoot, I opened it up in the morning time. Because my stepson, I told him you got to be in the gym, so get them in the gym, and even at nighttime. So, everybody got to play a role. And as an assistant coach that's been a head coach, I know what a head coach has to do.
Right.
So, I know the responsibility he has. So, okay, he ain't got time to do some of this stuff, so I'm gonna take some of that off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like making sure those kids get in the gym, they get shots up, they doing that. Taking some of them kids underneath my wing, here, I'm gonna take these kids. Them the ones I'm gonna look after, keep them, in line. Because, again, like I say, head coach got a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, and a whole lot of things to do at one time. And so I would imagine that you didn't wait to be told what to do. You just went to work.
Just went to work. I'd be like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do.
How was it for you, man, being in the role of both a parent and a coach at the same time? 'Cause you mentioned your stepson.
That's a tough thing, man.
Yeah, I've always been told that from people in your position, but I don't know.
And also being a coach's kid is tough on the kid.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that all, again, a lot of kids that play on my AAU team, my coach's kids, some of them.
Yeah.
So, and me and one of the coaches was talking about this the other day. He's like, man, I appreciate you because there's a lot of people that don't get on coaches' kids. They don't coach them. And I said, well,
unfair to the kid.
I said, I coach them because I know how hard it is. Because that kid getting told if they're not playing good, you got people in the stands saying, oh, he's only playing because he's the coach's kid. He's only getting that shot because he's the coach's kid. Because, again, I've been that kid. that's why I played so hard all the time, me and my brother, because at the end of the day, you can't say they got there because their daddy was a coach. He's at that school, even though he was coaching girls when I was playing on the boys' side. Can't say that.
You went out there and earned it.
I went out there and earned it.
And when you earned it, it can't be denied, man. People can say what they want to say.
And that's it right there.
Like,
so, but one thing about me, I always left stuff in the gym. In the gym. You know me. We all coached them in summertime in AAU.
That's right.
And I say what I got to say in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I might say something in the car. But once we get out the car and we get home, I leave it there. It's done.
That's true.
It's over with.
Yeah, you do get past it pretty quickly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I tell a lot of kids anyway. It's not personal. It's never personal. When we leave the gym, I leave it there.
That's right.
I might make a comment about it later on and be joking with you and messing with you about it, but it's done. It's over with, and I think that's why we had that understanding. Mm-hmm. Now it's a couple times. Yeah, I probably got out of control, and I had to calm myself down.
Yeah. I think we all are guilty of that.
First couple years at practice. But then after that, I told Bruno, he yours. You can
let somebody else coach.
Yeah, I'm not. I might say something every now and then, but it was fun, fun, memories, coaching during the summertime, you'll never get them memories back, all the trips and the stuff, but getting to enjoy it and watching them play and being a part of it, that's something, everybody want to be a part of, but everybody can't be a part of that. There's only select few that gets to sit on the bench and either be a head or assistant coach while their kid get to play. And like I say, a lot of people, that's why you got a lot of AAU teams, because everybody want to coach their kid, but everybody don't need to coach their kid. Because that's another point. Some people need to lead their kid, lead their kid to somebody else. When they get to a certain age, some people don't need to coach their kid no more. Because you ain't doing nothing but ruin your kid.
Would you say that's true in most cases? Like, no matter how good of a coach you may be, at some point you need to turn that kid over to somebody else, only because they tune you out after a while.
It's not the tuning out. I don't think it's the tuning out, but then some people can't get their kid to the next level. Like a high school coach is different coaching their kid.
Okay.
But it's a kids coach. The parents are coaching their kid in the summertime. It's only so far you can take your kid. Because are you really studying the game of basketball?
True.
Or are you just coaching your kid?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are just coaching their kid. I didn't just coach my stepson. I coached everybody.
Yeah.
I'm in his ass and I'm in his ass.
That's right.
Hey, now I might grab him and pull him.
Right.
But the rest of them I ain't grabbing. But I'm grabbing him.
Yeah.
But I'm in everybody.
That's a fact. Man.
So, and he can sit down. He can sit down just like the next person. He probably didn't sit down sometime longer than the other player.
Right.
Now, but you
didn't go easy on him. We know that.
So but like I say, a lot of people, they don't coach their kid. They don't coach the kid. They just are there for their kid. They just making sure their kid gets shots, or they putting their kid on the team just so their kid can be seen. Mm-hmm. And that's how I think about the summertime. And then high school, you get some coaches, their kid out there and shouldn't be out there sometimes. Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. We've seen that.
And they just got their kid out there, and sometimes you got to exploit that. And I ain't talking to call my name, but yeah.
I remember one time, man, you said one of the most epic things, man. It's simple, and I'm pretty sure several other people have said it before, but you said it a couple summers ago when I was coaching with you. We were at some tournament, I don't remember where, but it definitely was. We had some butts in the seats, and there were a lot of coaches and scouts in the building. And you said, "Listen, don't get out there doing nothing you can't do." He said, "Because I ain't gonna let you. If you do that, you're gonna embarrass yourself." He said, "I ain't gonna let you embarrass yourself. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit you down. I ain't gonna let you go out like that."
And that's true, because you got a lot of kids. They in the gym. They see college coaches. They know college coaches, and they know recruits in there. And then you got parents telling them, "You gotta score. You gotta do this." Well, first of all, we ain't got a lot of scores in Oklahoma. And if anybody get mad at me from saying that, hey, I'm just being honest. Look at the scores in the box scores in high school basketball.
Right. On average.
What they getting, 40, 50 every night?
Oof. Yeah, I mean, those are low-scoring games, big dog.
And there ain't too much defense being played, so. But, everybody out there trying to get there is instead of just playing the game the right way.
Right.
And, I got this saying, and I always say it every now and then, you can't cheat the game of basketball.
That's right. You got to work on your game, dog.
And a lot of people go out there and they think, okay, well, I'm finna go out here tonight and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that just because such and such in the gym. But you haven't been working on that. You ain't put in that time. Just go out there and do what you do. Play defense. If you open, shoot, knock down a shot. That's it.
Right.
But you only got, again, a handful of guys that can really, really score at that level to go to college. Everybody else is going to go to college, be a 2, a 3, a third, a fourth, a fifth option player.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't a lot of ones running around here, one option.
That's true.
So you got guys out here trying to prove to a college coach that they are one option. And this coach only looking for somebody to fill a spot. I done coach college. I know what you're looking for.
That's right.
You know, how many freshmen come in unless they're the 5-star player? So we know the 5 stars.
Yeah,
and then there's some guys, diamond in the rough, that get overlooked that, hey, they end up being them guys 1 or 2 or 3 years later when they in college. But you got kids coming in, you know, they in that game, that AAU game, their parents telling them that. And it's really not the teams that's not on the circuit. You know, the teams on the circuit, you know, they already know who they want. Them college coaches know who they want, the ones who's on the circuit. But you got these guys that's not on the circuit, they playing. And man, yes, you got one time to look good in front of somebody. That's right. One time. So if you out there doing some stuff you can't do, you embarrassing yourself, you making yourself look bad. It's like I told one of my players, me and her was talking, and I say, you shoot a lot of shots in these games. And I say, it's people watching. So what they gonna say about you? You make a couple shots, and then they gonna be like, but she's inconsistent. She's just a streaky shooter. I say, when you're probably a really good shooter, but you're not taking the right shot. You're not up on the 3-point line or a foot off the 3-point line. You're taking deep shots every time.
Yeah.
So all they see is you shooting these deep shots, and then you go 2 for 7. But that's not a great percentage. But then you look over here at this girl right here, and we was watching the girl, and every time she's open, she makes it almost. And I say, that's what I'm talking about. That's why that girl's getting that look, because she's doing one thing really well. She's making open shots. She ain't trying to do all that step back. She's just catching and shooting.
Keeping the game simple.
Not a great athlete, but hey, guess what? She can keep somebody in front of her. Hey, she make open shot. She's selling herself. And I think that's where a lot of kids fall short at. They don't know how to sell themselves. Again, they're going to go out there and try to do some stuff they can't do. So you're trying to do some stuff you can't do.
You're going to look bad.
You're going to look bad.
And it's a fairly simple concept. You would think that we wouldn't see it happening as much. But
it happens.
It happens a lot.
But again, like I say, you got parents and the kids, you know, and with Twitter and social media these days, I think it makes it hard for these kids because they see everybody else highlights and posting on there that I got an offer from this person, Right. So everybody got their highlight and they putting all these kids on there. What is Baller TV, Ball for Life, and all that?
Yeah, it's like that. Are you saying that they seem to be following somebody else's blueprint?
Well, it's just hard for kids because you see all these people getting on there and they putting their stuff on there and they getting this and they getting that. So you trying to get yours too.
Yeah.
You trying to get your little 2-minute highlight put on Twitter,
right?
So somebody else can retweet it.
Yeah.
And you think, and so you can get your offer, trying to get your offer out there.
Trying to get some bites, baby.
I guarantee you right now, you go to Twitter right now, and everybody done tweeted about where they at in this AAU tournament this weekend.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw that earlier today.
So there you go. So it's a lot of pressure on these kids.
Yeah.
Because
I can't necessarily say that that's a bad thing. I don't think you are either.
No.
It just kind of is what it is.
Yeah. But it's pressure because here's my teammate,
who you may be every bit as good as,
and they get this opportunity, and I haven't got that opportunity.
Yeah.
And they all on social media being posted, and it's going, and kids, parents get jealous. Yeah. We know parents. Well, we doing this. They play on the same team, or they don't. My kid is as good as this kid. So but you just gotta have it. Like I told my stepson, he had one offer from some small Christian school, going into the season, and like I told him, I said, man, just be patient. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. You gotta take care of yourself.
That's right.
So you gotta play the season out. You do what you're supposed to, and trust in God. He gonna take care of it. And that's a lot of things. You do what you're supposed to. God gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
Be a good. I always told him. And I just told a kid this the other day. That's a senior. And I told my stepson this all season long. Just be a good person. Don't worry about it. Be a good person. Be a good teammate. Be a good teammate. You take care of others. God gonna take care of you.
That's a fact. And now he going to NEO.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go play college ball.
Yeah. But like I say, a lot of people just get caught up in all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't get caught up in all that.
Now we got to circle it back to you, man, because I like the message that you just gave at the end of that segment right there. But you and I had a conversation maybe a little over a month ago. You know, when I came to your house, you know what I mean? You had a couple T-shirts made for me, and you know, we were talking about the upcoming school year, upcoming season, and you let me know that you were going to step away from the game again. You know, and I'd asked why, and you didn't. You gave me a damn good answer, and I'm not going to get too deep into your business, but basically what you told me was that you realized you've been running hard for the last several years, and so you said you wanted to take some time off to work on home.
Yeah, work on home and work on myself.
Yeah,
because COVID-19. A lot of people look at it. I listened to somebody one day when all this stuff was going on, and they say it can make or break people. It can make you a better person. People can become entrepreneurs or start businesses. You can do a lot of stuff while this stuff is going on while you quarantine. And I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, I got a lot of time on my hands now. And I it wasn't you, but I told somebody else, I say, I watched a lot of basketball stuff over the time. And I was praying about the job at Sepulpa, and
whether to stay or to go.
Whether to stay or go. And I told you, I said, it was like, it's time for you to step away. But I told you, I said, I might just volunteer and help out. And I said, I prayed about it again, and God said, that ain't what I told you to do. I told you to step away.
That's right.
And take some time. So, I made that phone call. Probably the toughest thing I had to do, because that's one of my buddies. Again, that's the second time I done had to tell one of my buddies that, hey, can't do it no more.
Can't do it no more.
But, I know they in good hands, shoot. So, they all right. They gonna be all right with me and that shoot. We all call one another and still help one another out no matter where we at. We family. That's how it is,
Yeah.
So, but
I'm gonna tell you what was so crazy was, like, I could tell that you were following instructions at that point, because, and me, I had to probe you a little bit. I'm like, Jimmy, man, nah, because you and Carter, y'all both have had a tendency to be like, man, listen, I don't know, I think I'm done. And I'm like, nah, Jimmy, what would it take to get you back in the saddle? And you said, listen, if there's a situation that presents itself to me, to where I get the keys, in other words, I get to run my own program, then I might entertain it. So what happens is, sometime in the latter part of June, I get offered the head boys basketball position at Tulsa Central High School, right?
Yep.
And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to my athletic director maybe a week or so after I got the job. And we got a girls vacancy, right? Our head girls job is up for grabs. And he said, what'd you think about Jimmie Walker? And I'm like, whoa. Right then and there, I'm like, yo, that's your guy. Now, I was biased as hell. But on the same token, I'm like, man, listen, when you get, if y'all decide to get this guy a call and bring him in, you won't make a mistake. And I wasn't the only one that was campaigning for you. And then, lo and behold, a couple weeks later, you get hired as the head girls basketball coach at Central High School. So now we working together, man. Yeah. And what's crazy, to give a little more backstory, you got me started coaching in the summers, coaching AAU ball back in 2013. You just hit me up, was like, hey, man, you want to coach in the summer? Didn't even give me no chance to think about it. I was like, all right. And I'm coaching girls, and so me, you, Barry, for like the next 4 summers, we rocking. And so here we are again, working together again, man. How you feeling about it, dog?
Man,
you excited again?
Yeah, I'm excited, but man, first is I used to do things when I wanted to. So I say I'm not doing this because I left Muskogee because I wanted. It's a job I wanted, but it all worked out the way. The Lord, He always gonna work things out. But I didn't ever pray and ask, hey, is this the right thing to do? And my brother, he does Bible studies on Mondays. I don't get to listen to him, so I have to listen to him now on his YouTube thing. But and I really been doing the church thing a lot more. I listen to Pastor Bruner on Saturdays when I get a chance, so if I'll go back and listen to him. Then I go to church on Sundays. If I don't, I get to listen to it. So over that quarantine, like I say, man, you working on yourself. And like I say, God says step away. Trust in Him and step away. Do what I say. Have faith in me. And that's the first time, I'll be honest with you, that I really have faith.
Yeah.
Like
no fear at all.
No fear at all. Like, man, I'm done. Like, if I get a job, somebody got to call me.
Yeah.
I'm not sending no more resumes, because I had applied for a job that I probably should have got, but I didn't get it.
Right.
But
I know the one you're talking about, but we're going to leave that.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm not worried about it. I'm not doing nothing else. And Carlin, before you had said, Carlin had
head girls coach at Rogers now.
Rogers had said something to me a couple times, and I was like, man, you just have somebody call me. If they're really interested in me, just have them call me. I'll talk to them.
That's the same thing you said to me.
Well, and before I called him back and told him that, I told my wife, and she said, are you going to have them call you? Well, I guess so. Yeah. Okay. So I called Carl and I said, yeah, tell him call him. So, you know, like I said, and then it all worked out. And that's just doing what God tell you to do. And my brother was preaching on that one Bible study. Sometimes we do the stuff we want to do instead of asking, hey, praying, and hey, God, is this what you want me to do? And again, we all fall short. We all do what we want to sometime at the heat of the moment, or we think we ain't been done right. Hey, let's go do this. I'm gonna do this, do it my way. But then when you do it your way, sometimes it don't work out.
That's right.
So that's why I said I'm just sitting down, relaxing. And this happened, and yeah, man, I'm excited, man. And a lot of people, man, like I told you, I said, man, my phone been blowing up. I think more people got confidence in me. People, like, hey, but
probably some people you ain't talked to in a long time.
Hey, some people I don't even know.
Right, strangers.
Just sending me messages on Facebook, and hey, they got this team, hey, they got this. You what they've been. What they've been missing. And I was like, man, Coach Glover did a great job,
He did.
Hey, he did a great job.
That
turn that program
growing
around. That program's been down, and man, that dude did a great job. They had a great season last year. And like I told somebody, all I'm trying to do is come build off of what they did last year. And we win games this upcoming year. It's not because of what I did, it's because of what he done started. But yeah, we about to work though.
That's a fact. We wouldn't have it no other way.
You know me, man. We about to get in there and work and shoot.
Who you got on your staff?
Oh man, I brought Taylor Jones. Used to play for me. AAU, played at Broken Arrow, won 2 state championships there.
Yeah, back to
got
back.
her with me. Got Jordan Dole, another one that played for me. Played at ORU. She's gonna be with me. Courtney Lynch. She played at Booker T for 3 years and then went to Briscoe and played and been coaching basketball. So got her with me. Chuck Corbin, he's gonna stay there. He's been there, so he's gonna coach with me. So it's gonna be exciting, man. To work with them, especially the 2 girls that I done coached as players. Now they're gonna be coaching with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be. I made that phone call to them and they was like, "What? Huh? Hold up." Like Coach Walker just called me and asked me to come coach with him. I know they kind of paused. One of them told me, "Let me think about it." Like.
Almost Hollywood, you real quick.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
Let me think about it. Then she called me back after I got the job. She sent me a text first. Congrats. Is that option still open now? I said, yeah, I got one for you. So, but yeah, it's gonna be fun to have those ladies around. Because all 3 of them that played college basketball. They've been successful. They're successful young ladies right now. So having them a part of those girls' lives, because that's what at the end of the day, like I told the parents and the girls, I can't teach you how to be a lady. That's one thing I can't teach you how to do. But those 3 can. And, I can teach you how to play basketball, how to be a good person and all that. But at the end of the day, that's what those 3 there. And then having Chuck in the program, helping out the middle school. And he's been around, and what he does with PWP, that'd be good to have him around to help out. And, try to build and get those girls to college if they want to play college basketball or just go to school or whatever they want to. Just help them, for their career after basketball. That's what we there for first of all, most of all. It's not to win basketball games, which we plan on doing that, but making them a better person and helping them graduate and moving on in their future. Because that's the big thing these days. Teaching these kids is more. Man, there's more stuff out there than just basketball.
And I think if we do things the right way, the wins will take care of themselves.
You got that. When you do things the right way, you win and people want to come play for you. And, that's the biggest thing we did in Sapulpa. A lot of people, we done had a lot of transfers over there in the last 3 years that I was there. And, man, it's just because we did things the right way. We played 10, 11 players. Kids knew they had a chance. They was going to get to play. You might not play the night. You might not play 3 nights in a row. But you keep working and somebody else mess up. Hey, the minute's about to be taken and you're going to get opportunity. You get opportunity, you play.
You got to hang in there.
You got to hang in there. And that's how I always coach, A lot of people don't like to play a lot of players. I like to play a lot of players because I like to get up after people defensively. I play zone now, 2-3 king, matchup.
Oh, but, hey, but you got to diversify.
Hey, but we play man. We play a 2-3 matchup just like we play man. We fly around and be all up in you, same principles. So, but I like to play a lot of kids, and kids like that at the end of the day. They like if they know I'm going to get to play, then guess what? They gonna be happy. So and that's how you get kids to come play, because they know, hey, well, this dude playing 10 players and he ain't holding nobody back.
Right. And at that point, the program sells itself. And then, you know, the other players are gonna go talk well about you and talk about how fun it is. And next thing you know, you got some people wanting to come over there and play for Coach Walker.
And that's the thing. As long as you treat the kids right, man, treat them right and do right by them, man, everything else will work out.
It's a fact. Well, listen, I know you got another game you got to go coach, so this is how we're going to wrap this up, man. I want you to dig deep into the archives, my friend.
Okay.
All right, either in your playing days or your coaching days, or both if you want to do it like that. And you think about a game you lost that you should have won, and you still feel like you should have won even today. And so if you could hit the rewind button, go back and run it back, you'd go to that game. Which
My
one?
senior year regional championship game. Me and Ricky Bruner talk about this one all the time, boy.
Senior year in high school, huh?
We was playing Sepulpa at Hale regional championship game. I got my shot blocked at the buzzer.
Oh,
we
man.
lost by 1. We were up 10, but at that time we ran 5 out. Coach Clark called it KU, Kansas. And we wouldn't just do right. And I wonder why my players don't do right when we go 5 out.
Yeah.
Because I never did right in that.
Hard-headed,
We
Jimmy.
would always attack the basket, ISO, instead of just moving the ball and get the layup, the easy layup. We get
had to
it whole, create, then go. And we were up, I think, 6 or 8. And Brian Cardwell was about 6'7" for Sepulpa. And he blocked 2 of our shots on a layup. I was one of them went in there, and I can't remember the other person went in there. And when we were up and we go try to attack the basket, get it blocked, and all we had to do was move the basketball, no shot clock. But that's being hard-headed, man. Hard-headed. And we win that game. The next night wouldn't have been as tough. The next 2 games wouldn't have been as tough as it was.
Yeah. You'd have had 2 to win 1.
Yeah, we just won that one game, hey. Hey, and we would have won that one game, even though we still went to state, but we wouldn't have had to play Midwest City the first round.
Yeah.
And we lost that game, I think, by 10. And I think that's the first year Terry Evans, I want to say, won the state championship. I want to say, I'm not for sure. I could be wrong, but he had Ryan, I think it was Ryan Williams and a kid, I can't remember another guard name, but they were really good. We ended up losing them by 10, but yeah, I wish, that night right there, man, I could get, hey.
You can go right back to it.
Yeah, we would have ran 5 out and passed that ball like we were supposed to. and I would, and on that inbounds play.
Discipline, Jimmy.
Inbounds play, man, got my shot blocked. Sometimes I tell myself, I say, my stepson do some stuff because I was hard-headed, because I made it hard for my daddy. So I say, in return, I get some of the stuff he do. I know why I get it, because some of the stuff I did to my daddy. So I say, so, yeah, if I had to go back, it was that one. I'll never forget that game right there, AD.
Yeah. And I tell people all the time, it's a trip that we done had so many good moments. And I'm pretty sure your good outweighs your bad, but you can always remember the bad moments. They in the front of your mind. That's how you know we perfectionists. We'll never get to be perfect, but we always chasing it, man.
Yeah, because I didn't get a regional championship in high school. I had to go to backdoor both times. So.
Yeah, it's a tough road. Anybody who knows how the structure of the tournaments go at that time of the year, you know that's rough, man. But, well, Jimbo, this has been a blast, dog. We've been trying to line this up for weeks, maybe even some months. I'm glad we got to do it.
Yeah,
glad we got to do it.
Appreciate it, man.
Well wishes, man. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of each other.
Yeah,
we're going to try to take this thing to the next level if we can.
Got that right. We Braves now.